everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you to do it every single day. You know why? Because this tribe is growing. Let me tell you, I can smell 4,000. I can. And because this tribe is growing, I have to ask you every single day. And that would be to go down in these settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. Woo, I'm telling you, do we have to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it. And I also just want to thank you for watching the commercials and you see that skip button and you don't hit it. For all the people who do that, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. And right about here, that's our join button. That's the channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is right over here. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all. I have some shout outs today. I do. First shout out, I want to shout out Aurora. Aurora, thank you so much. Thank you for seeing something in my channel and deciding to support it. I can't tell you how much that means to me. And I'm so happy that you are a part of the tribe. So thank you for your super thanks. Also, I want to shout out Jerome Walters. Jerome, thank you so much. Thank you for seeing something in my channel. Thank you for saying I'm going to support her. Thank you for being a part of my tribe. Thank you for being a part of this community that uplifts Harry and Meghan. Just thank you for being you. And thank you for the super thanks. It is greatly appreciated. Also, Annette Sweat, Annette, who is a ride or die, Annette, who is a great supporter of this channel, Annette, who is always coming through with the support. She knows what she means to this community. She knows what she means to this tribe, and I am so grateful to have her. And I just want to say thank you, Annette. Thank you for the super thanks. All right, with all that said, y'all know what time it is. It's time for the read, and y'all know when I am putting to the read together, y'all know what I do. I jump in these internet streets, and that's what I have been doing most of the day. I have been in these internet streets, and of course, when I jump in these internet streets, I have to hit every stop. I went to Blue Sky. I went to TikTok. I have been on TikTok quite a bit today. I'm telling you, TikTok is a guilty pleasure for me. It is. And the squatties over there are just chef's kiss, let me tell you. And then I went to Instagram. The squatties over there, they're just talking about all kinds of stuff. They're talking about Beatrice baby and dragging Jack Royston. We're gonna talk about that a little later. They dragging Camilla. They it's just a whole lot. Well, not really Camilla, but her what is it? Necessitian. Yes, dragging her. She had the nerve to come to the front, and I'm telling you, it was almost as if the squatters were waiting for her to step forward because they had nothing but smoke for her. And then we're going to talk about something, that's kind of difficult to talk about. I don't know what's going to happen with it. It's definitely something that's happening, and we're just going to talk about it. And the squatters online, they're not talking a lot about it, but it is happening. It is happening, and I don't know how it's all going to shake out, but we're going to talk about it. And they're still dragging Kate and William. Kate had the nerve to show up at a Holocaust remembrance and with a Yahtzee sympathizers brand. And we're going to talk just a little bit. We're just going to touch on that a little bit. But it just shows how amateur hour these people are. And if Megan had did something like that, oh, the whole trip would have been blown up. But do you see? It's just silence. It's just crickets. And the only people who are talking about it is the ones online who are squatties or people who feel some kind of way about it, who are really, really offended by it. Those are the only people talking about it. But those flying monkeys over there, I'm telling you, they are on a chain. They only get unleashed when it's time to come after Harry and Meghan for some nonsense. I mean, when someone, I don't know who first coined the saying that they were the flying monkeys over there was just an extended PR arm of the British royal family, but boy, is that true. Is that true? They protect them at every cost. And when it's time for them to be like those three monkeys, you know, the ones I'm talking about, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, they know their role. Let me tell you. And so that they've been absolutely on their chain and absolutely knowing their role. But like I said, if Harry or Meghan had done something like that, we all know Harry did something like that when he was what, 13 or something like that. He was a teenager, just a boy, and then he was talked into it by William and Kate because they wanted him to be embarrassed. And he had to go and, he had to apologize. I think he went, you know, to be educated, and all manner of things went on. They scapegoated him to the highest, but yet and still she showed up with a pocketbook from a company that was a known Yahtzee sympathizer. Nothing said. Like I said, the crickets don't even say anything. You can say it was crickets, but you don't even know if it was crickets or not because they didn't say anything. And it's just nonsense. And we all see William flying around back and forth everywhere he go in a helicopter. And then also pulling nonsense stunts like he did when he went up there to Liverpool. But do they say anything about that? Absolutely not. So that's kind of going on online. We're going to talk about it. Y'all know I'll go off on a tangent. And I know that was a little tangent, but I get sick of it. I mean, Harry and Meghan can't breathe without them just generating 50, 100, 200 articles about absolutely nothing, about stuff they have made up on their own about Harry and Meghan, like that old nonsense Vanity Fair article. And they have did everything that they can do to try to make that article stick to Harry and Meghan. They have. They have promoted it and the reason they saying Meghan is silent because it's not because she minding her business and she do this all the time, even to the point one time they even put out a full page ad saying where is Meghan, but they want to say because she's silent this time it's because of that Vanity Fair article saying that she's embarrassed somehow. Of what? Of a pack of lies that y'all made up out of a fever dream, talking about she was shopping around for a divorce book, all kinds of nonsense. And then expect you to absolutely fall for that okey doke. They do. And it's just to me, and it's such an amateur hour type article. I would be embarrassed if I wrote an article like that because it's just grounded in nonsense. I mean, no kind of name sources or anything like that. Oh, far fetched theories and warmed up, rehashed stuff that has been proven to be absolutely false. But yet and still, they really, really thought that that was going to be such a damaging article. And they trying to use it for redemption and vindication, trying to use it to say she is hurt by it, talking about sources saying that that's the reason she's staying out of sight is because she's hurt by this article. I bet Megan don't even know anything about that article. Megan is in her garden with her little children running around picking berries and looking at radishes or something. She has no time for that nonsense. And I love that for her. But yeah, that's what they're talking about on X, especially X. They like, what is going on with this nonsense? And it's something else going on X. I'm gonna make a pop up about it tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but my time ran out. But I am going to I am gonna do a pop up on it tomorrow, and there's some nonsense going on, but it's actually working to Megan's. It's to her good. You know, sometimes you mean evil and you mean hurt for somebody or try to embarrass them in some kind of way, and it end up working to their good. And that's the way this particular thing did. So y'all look out for it tomorrow because I will be doing a pop-up on it. I just could not fit it into the read tonight. That's why I said the pop-ups are so good because when I can't fit stuff in, I can just do a pop-up on it. But I digress. So I of course landed. Let me get back to my where I'm at. And then, of course, I landed on X, formerly known as Twitter, and the squatters are talking about the stuff I just said. They're talking about a whole lot of stuff, but I tell you what they really are talking about is lifting up Harry. You know, Harry came out with his WellChild, encouraging people to do the WellChild nominations, and how good Harry looked. Yes, 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 Harry is looking good. And we're going to talk about that because that's what the squatters are talking about. And then I want to add a little caveat to it when we get to it. So yeah, that is some of the things that are going on. That's some of the things that we're going to talk about. So let's get to it. And first up, I'm going to put this up. Did y'all know? Did y'all know Beatrice had a baby? Yes, 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 yes. And that is a lot of talk about that. I'm going to put this up. And the squatties are just dragging Jack Royston because evidently he is supposed to be a royal expert. He is supposed to be a royal reporter. But yet and still he reporting that Beatrice is Charles's daughter. The last time I looked, Charles didn't have a daughter. I'm just saying. So we gonna put it up. And this particular squatty says this. Now hold on a minute. When did Beatrice become Charles's daughter? That's what I want to know. When did Beatrice become Charles's daughter? But evidently, they are absolutely giving Beatrice to Charles. And I don't know if he did this by mistake. I don't know if he is a raw expert. And he's supposed to know which person go with which family. I'm just saying. But look what he got on here. It's in Newsweek and it says King Charles has a new granddaughter as Princess Beatrice gives birth. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm telling you, the squatties did not let this particular chance go by without dragging Jack Royston because, of course, we love that. Any opportunity to drag a flying monkey, are we going to pass that by? Absolutely not. We're going to get that drag in because, that is what makes life worth living. And then he had the nerve to post about it and said, Jack Royston breaking. King Charles has a new granddaughter as Princess Beatrice gives birth. I believe this man was trying to get some clicks. I cannot believe that he is this stupid. But I tell you what, if he did this for clicks, it goes to show how low they are willing to go to get some kind of exposure, some kind of reaction. But I wouldn't be surprised if he within that article, because I didn't go and look the article up. I didn't go and read the article in any kind of way. This is all I saw of the article. But I would not be surprised within that article he didn't say Harry had a new niece, because we all know they will work every angle it is to work to try to squeeze and wedge Harry and Meghan in every story when it comes to that family over there. So I wouldn't be surprised by this. But I tell you what, it's some dragging being done about that. I'm just saying. All right, I'm gonna put this up. And this is a picture of the little one. Cute, cute, cute. And they hiding his face. And tell me Megan has not remade that place over there in her image. Before Archie, before he was born and born into that family, and Megan came into that family, all newborn babies born into that family, they showed their face. They absolutely did. They would do the whole picture with with the parents holding the baby. But Harry and Megan, because Harry didn't know anything about anything like that. But Megan absolutely changed that when she only showed little Archie's feet. And boy, did they drag her in the press about that. And then turn around and copied her. Just did just Beatrice copy her? No, Eugenie copied her too. They have yet to show those kids' faces when they're newborns. And all of a sudden, everybody is doing what Megan did. Yes. And it said, y'all, this is what parents should do if they are pressured to share their little with the world. I guess that doesn't even sound right, but okay. It says, let me read it over again because this was weird the way it's worded, but it says, y'all, this is what parents should do if they are pressured to share their little, I almost think they wanted to say little ones, with the world. Hopefully, what Harry and Meghan started will be commonplace for the future little borns in the family. Now, it will be for the lesser royals, but I doubt when George comes, to of age and get married and have a child, they're gonna show their face. They're gonna do the same thing that his parents did. But I'm telling you, what a pretty, beautiful baby. What a beautiful baby. I'm just saying. And the squatties, they got to come in there with something. And I'm going to put this up. It says, that baby looks more darker than Megan's children. I'm just saying, it sure does. I'm going to put a picture. I'm going to put the picture over here. And while I'm doing this post, that baby does look darker than Lilibeth and Archie. And they was worried about Megan's children's skin tone, Archie's skin tone. Yes. But I believe that Harry absolutely could have cared less. That's why he was so offended by it. And who would not be offended by it? Who would not be offended by it? But this particular squatty said, the baby looks more darker than Megan's children, but that's none of my business. Look like there's going to be more skin tone conversations in the palaces. But hey, each to their own, right? Mm, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm gonna put this one up. And when I saw this, I thought I would die. I mean, I was dead. And it says, it has this picture. Y'all know this is a scene from that Diana movie. I think Kristen Stewart played Diana. And she's running because she's trying to get away from them folks. They about to get her mentally. And this particular squatty said this, Kate Middleton running to check her skin tone, her skin color. I mean, yes, yes, yes. because she act like she is the skin tone police. And then when she was caught out about it, I guess I should put it that way. Then all of a sudden, here she is with the stench that she cannot stand. And my whole thing is, why did you do it in the first place? It was none of your business. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatter just absolutely says what needs to be said. It's just as simple as that. She puts it in a nutshell. And this is what she says. It says, in just a couple of days, Kate went to a Holocaust Memorial Day event with a bag of a Yahtzee sympathizer, and William went to meet with farmers to promote a clean environment using a helicopter. My God, they are not the brightest. And where's the lie? These two. These two. And if Meghan and Harry had done one of those things, it would be a week long onslaught of nothing but bile and criticism and absolutely more lies. They would have made it out to be so much more. Look how Megan made her friend a piece of avocado toast, and he posted it online because it was so beautiful. And they were talking about it causes murder and drought in countries and stuff. Can you imagine if Megan had a showed up to a Holocaust event with a Yahtzee sympathizer's bag? What they would have done to her? Would have been said? Megan would have had. I don't even know if she would have been able to live through it. That is why it was such a great move that her and Harry got away from there. Can you imagine if Megan had made a mistake like that? And these people are supposed to have people around them to ensure that they don't do some old stupid nonsense stuff like that. Y'all remember when Megan wore those earrings that was given to her, that was loaned out to her? I think they were given to her from the Saudi prince, and I think it was given to her for her wedding day or something like that. She didn't even get to keep them, and she wore them to an event when they was on tour. They were on that Australia tour. She wore those earrings and they went totally crazy about those earrings. And Megan just, you know, they were given to her to wear. It was just ridiculous. But yet and still, this woman shows up to a Jewish event, to a Holocaust event with a person who it was a known Yahtzee sympathizer, a designer purse by that person, but yet and still it's crickets all the time. And he's flying back and forth and back and forth in that helicopter. William just pulled that stunt where he went on the train and had his helicopter to fly up there behind him, trying to present like he was this environmentalist and flying on a helicopter every chance he gets. He uses helicopter like it is a car. But it is crickets from those people. If Harry puts his foot on a private jet, they just spin out of control when it comes to all the articles that they write. It is ridiculous. And it is the hypocrisy for me. I'm telling you, that is what I cannot stand. It is the blatant hypocrisy that these people have. And then they expect for you to have some kind of respect for them. And also the hypocrisy of that British media. It just, I can't. I can't. I'm like Harry. I just can't. I can't. All right, y'all, I'm gonna put this up. And like I said in my introduction, that Harry, he absolutely was out and about. Well, at least he was on film. He did a promo for WellChild, asking people to surely, surely, surely get in their nominations for the 2025 WellChild Awards. And I'm telling you, Harry was looking good, let me tell you. And this particular squatty, put it up. This particular squatty said this charity deserves to have such a honorable, great patron as Prince Harry. Where is the lie? Harry works for his charity. He works hard and he never misses a beat. Harry's such a good man. And the reason I wanted to put it up too is, do you not know that Harry posted this? Well Child posted this, and all the vermin, all of the ugly old hags, all of the toadies, and probably some of the flying monkeys came out and put all kinds of nonsense and just bow in the comments of a children's charity. Yes, they did. They did that. And luckily, the squatties found out about it, and we went in there and started really posting some really nice comments about Harry and just about the charity. You know what kind of person you have to be to go in the comments of a children's charity. And I'm talking about a children's charity of people, of kids who have handicaps and challenges. You have to be a vile human being. And that is what these derangers are. That is what these toadies are. That is what these flying monkeys and all of the trolls are. They are. They're all that. I mean, it was discussing some of the things that they would say. And me, I did not, I wanted to respond to some of the comments that they had made, but I am not like them. I'm not going to go in on somebody and talk real ugly to somebody underneath a children's charity post. I'm not doing that. All I did was went in there and lifted Harry up and said, "What a great patron you have." And, just really something nice. And that's what the squatties did. They went in there and just really put in nice things and not really get into any back and forth with all the trolls and the flying monkey. Well, like I said, I don't even know if it was any flying monkey, but it was definitely some trolls and toadies and potato heads and minions in there. And don't forget the ugly old hags, they was in there in full force. But instead of, really going in on them, we tried to outnumber them. And because it's a children's charity, why would you do that? And I really think that they probably tried to antagonize us into doing that. But every day, not every other day, but every day, squatties show that we are not like them. Now, we'll meet them on the low road, but just don't get it twisted. We are not like them, and we'll never be like them. We would never do something like that. But they did that. And to me, it just says everything about these people. And you go to their pages, they have up there that they are Christians, that they love children, they love dogs, and they paint themselves to be such nice people, but yet and still you will go under a post for a charity and say all kind of manners of evil, vile, and just spew it all over a children's charity comment page. I'm just saying, it is what those folks over there, Charles and William, have unleashed into the world is nothing but evil. How can you say it is anything except evil that you would go in and do that? And then try to provoke us into participating in that nonsense. And they don't seem to understand we are not the same. Now, we'll wrestle a pig and we'll get dirty, but we'll never be a pig. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty reposted something that people had posted. And evidently, we're gonna read down at the bottom. People posted that it says Queen Camilla's facialist says that the royal is beautiful on both the inside and out. She has incredible young skin. I can't. I just cannot. And this particular squatter said, yeah, the royals are in the bed with the press because what you mean by beautiful on both the inside and outside? And I'm like that and the beautiful skin part too. I'm telling you, Camilla's skin look like one of them dogs that have all them wrinkles in it. What is it called? Sharpays? She looked like she got a Sharpay hanging to her face. I'm just saying, but yes. And people printed this nonsense. I cannot believe it. I can't. Yes, talking about Camilla is beautiful on the inside and out, and she has incredibly young skin. Well, if that's young skin, give me all the old skin you get. I cannot with these people. It is so ridiculous. Oh. And of course, I went and found the article. Why not? Why not? And I'm going to put it up here. And it says Queen Camilla, facialist, says that the royal is beautiful on both the inside and out. She has incredibly young skin. Gaslighting on the highest of levels. And then they put a Photoshop picture under it. And it still looks like a Sharpay is hanging from her face. I'm just saying. But everybody knows this is photoshopped. Everybody knows that. I cannot. It says Deborah Mitchell, a British skincare guru, known especially for her bee venom facial, recently received a prestigious royal warrant from the Queen. Is Betty up and about again? That's the only Queen I know of. I love to say that word Queen. When y'all hear me say Queen, that means I'm talking about Betty. Betty. I would never consider this horse a queen. Get out of here. But anyway, I digress. It says beauty is more than skin deep, according to the horse, the cohort queen. It said facialist. The queen is just amazing, Deborah Mitchell says. The British facialist and skincare expert who healing hands are regularly called upon at the palace. My whole thing is, can you imagine? And it goes on to say that Camilla has had this woman as a facialist for close to 20 years. Can you imagine how she would look if she hadn't had a facialist? I'm telling you, she already looks like a Sharpay. What would she look like if she didn't have the facialist? That's what got my head to spinning. Because my goodness, when I read that she had been her facialist for almost 20 years, my God, my goodness, and put all these Photoshop pictures in there. And then this one right here, I'm gonna put it up. Says she has incredibly young skin. Okay. But she just this facialist just got a royal warrant. And I don't know what it is. Maybe the British squatters can tell me what it is, but I think it's some kind of honor that they do. And she is happy to have it because she is willing to lie because of it. That's all I'm saying to that. And of course, the squattie's gonna come in and just correct all that nonsense with a post because I'm gonna put it up. This particular squattie posted a picture of Camilla up close, and I'm telling you, when I first looked at it, I know my heart skipped a beat. It was just as startling to me. Woo! When I look at it now, y'all, I should have put like a warning before I post it. I hope y'all are okay, you know, because it is something. What do they say? It's jolting. It really is. And this particular squatter said this first global Photoshop scandal, which turned all the palaces to be labeled an untrustworthy source by international media, now editing photos to pretend to be young and beautiful. And that's exactly what those pictures was because baby, whew, and like I said, what if she hadn't had a facialist for almost 20 years? It would be such a horror show that I don't think we would be able to hold up under it. They probably would have to walk, she probably would have to walk around with a bag over her head. And it's just about at that point right now. I'm just saying, it says Queen Elizabeth would never. Monarchy is in shambles since her reign ended. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? And I'll tell you something about the Queen, the real queen. She looked good up until she really started to get sick. I would say the last 6 months or so of her, that she got sick, you could really start seeing the illness on her. But before that, the queen always looked good. I don't know who kept the queen up, but they really kept her. She looked really, really good in the face. She always looked really good. I saw one or two pictures of the queen that she was disheveled, and it was in the latter part of her life that she kind of started to really go downhill. But before that, Queen Elizabeth always was on point. Now, this old horse, this old nag, I'm telling you, whew, they need to stop. That's all I'm saying. Stop it. Stop it. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this up. And this is something that's being talked about, and this is something that is happening. And I just want us to discuss it. Now, I don't know how it's going to shake out, uh, and I can't say it has me concerned, but I'm just annoyed about it. I am. I mean, it's as if they will not let Harry live. And it's like he is a runaway slave, like he is an indentured servant who has not fulfilled his contract to his master or something. I have never saw anything, the dogged pursuit of a human being like this in my life. In modern day, I have never saw it before. But I'm going to put this up and it says, lawyers for think tank, and they talking about the heritage and Harry have now been ordered by Judge Carl Nichols to meet at federal court in Washington, D.C. next Wednesday, February the 5th, according to a ruling seen by Newsweek. Yes, Harry is going to have to go to court again on Wednesday, February the 5th, about his visa. I mean, they will not leave him alone. And this Heritage Foundation, I have said this before. The Heritage Foundation here in America do not have a dog in this fight. This is now Gardner. And it is all the people who are Harry enemies. The right wing who are Harry's enemies, are coming after him, coming after his visa. Seeing him live his life and being successful is somehow an affront to them. I don't get it, but I do get it. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's about William. I don't think it's so much about Charles as it is about William. William cannot take the fact that Harry has succeeded and he is thriving and he is happy and he is loved and he is away from him and he has no control and he has everything that he wants out of life, because everything Harry has ever had, William has wanted. And I believe that includes Megan. I said what I said. It's ridiculous. And it goes on to say, this is very interesting. In the early cases, Harry was not represented by lawyers, just Heritage and the U.S. government. That is the difference, because Heritage started out suing Homeland Security to try to get Harry's visa, released, and become public. So the same judge who closed this case is ordered them to court on the 5th, and this time Harry's lawyers are going to be there. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going on, but it is happening. I'm just saying. And this was an article in the Daily Mail. It is true that, even though it's in the Daily Mail, it is absolutely true that this is happening. Because I went and found out about it. It is happening. It was in Newsweek and it was in the Daily Fail. And the Daily Fail used, I think they used Newsweek as a reference. But anyway, it's happening. And I would not go to the Daily Fail. Like I said, I used Kaiser as a reference to keep from going to all these different websites of these rags. So I will not have to give them a click. My whole New Year's resolution is to try to serve them up as much dust as I can. So I usually go see if Kaiser or somebody that I don't mind has written an article about it, like I did with Vanity Fair. I used Tom Sykes as a reference and went in there to see because he had written about the article, but I did not go to the site. I did not go to the Vanity Fair site to give them a click. I wanted to serve them up dust. And as for Tom Sykes, it was behind a paywall that I don't pay. So I absolutely feel like I am within my New Year's resolution of serving them up as much dust as I can. So this is why I am using Kaiser as a reference. I hope that makes sense. And Kaiser put this up, and it says she's saying that her reference is the Daily Mail, and said the Mail Heritage is still pursuing the release of Prince Harry's visa records. Still, and it's such a bogus case. They're saying that they want to find out if he said anything about him using drugs in his visa. When he wrote that book, he was not. It was not he was not under oath. He did not swear to anything. So how can you use what he said in a book as a way to open his visa records? Now, if he was in court or something like that, and he was under oath and he admitted to drug use, that's a whole different story. But this is a book. He could lie in a book, and I could lie. Anybody could lie. He was not under oath. He was not under sworn oath when he wrote the book Spare. So, how can that be used as a way to open someone's records? I'm sure that will be the crux of the argument of Harry's lawyers, because that was the crux of the argument for Homeland Security, if that makes any sense. All right, I'm going to put it up and we're going to read it a little bit. I know, but we have to keep our eyes open and know what is going on here. Now, like I said, I don't know how it's all going to shake out, but I just told y'all what I really thought, and that it is really, really a shaky argument that the Heritage Foundation is making, because Harry was not under oath when he admitted drug use, and it's different kinds of visas that you can qualify for, that question is not even on it. So that is my point. And I just don't understand. And then this judge saw it and he closed it and he sealed it. Why are we back here? I'll tell you why we're back here. Because the Heritage Foundation has a lot of political pull now. It does. And that's what makes me nervous about it. So we just need to be very, very watchful on February the 5th and see how it all shakes out. See what this judge says. It's a good thing because it's the same judge, because he hadn't recused himself at all. He knows the ins and outs of the case. He is the one who ruled on the case, closed the case, and sealed the case. And so, what the Heritage Foundation is asking is for him to overturn himself. And that's one thing judges rarely do or ever want to do, is to overturn their own judgment or their own ruling. But we are living in treacherous times where the devil is running up and down this earth. And I never said never about anything anymore, because we are, like I said, we are living in very perilous times where the rule of law is really, really on shaky ground. So we just need to be very, very prayerful at this time. I'm just saying. So I'm going to read some of what Kaiser said, some of what is said in the Daily Mail, and then, we're just going to have to watch and see what happens on February the 5th. And it says this: right after the election, this conversation started. Is Prince Harry genuinely at risk of deportation during the second Trump administration? Many people shrug off the conversation, citing the Biden era ruling, which effectively closed the case. The Heritage Foundation had been pursuing this nuisance case for nearly 2 years. This old Nile Gardner. But it goes on to say many people shrug off the conversation, citing the Biden era ruling, which effectively closed the case. The Heritage Foundation has been pursuing this nuisance case for nearly 2 years. When Trump won election, the Heritage has been shut down in several different ways by judges and by Biden's Department of Homeland Security. Heritage's case was always BS. Their argument was that they needed to see Harry's visa application to check if he lied about his drug use. And my whole thing is they using the reference of his book as him saying that he used drugs. And people are notorious for lying in books. Now, I'm not saying that Harry lied or anything like that, but he was not under oath. How can you use that as a reason to open his visa? It's ridiculous. And it goes on to say, if he lied about his drug use, and then if he lied then his visa could be revoked. Could, but I'm sure. But like I said, they have a lot of connections now. They have a lot of political power now. The Heritage Foundation does, because we see it every day. I'm just saying. And it says they had zero evidence that Harry lied at any point, and this was all part of the larger high level campaign to destroy Harry's life in America. Anyway, now mass deportations are happening in Trump's America, and the Heritage still wants to pursue Harry's situation. It says a lawsuit to make and this is what they had in the mail. It says a lawsuit to make Prince Harry's secret visa records public, and they just want to go in his business. And I tell you, it makes my jaws tight. That's what that's what we used to say when we would get mad. You know how you clench your teeth? Makes my jaws tight. And it says, because it all of this makes me so mad. It says, let me start over. It says the lawsuit to make Prince Harry's secret visa records public is set to have its first court hearing since Donald Trump's inauguration. The Heritage Foundation has reopened the case to have the Duke's immigration papers released. The American think tank has raised questions about how he was able to gain entrance in the U.S. in 2020, with his wife Meghan having admitted that having admitted in his 2023 book Spare to taking, they name the drugs and stuff like that. I don't want to name them on here. And it says Heritage has made accusations that Harry had either lied in his paper about the drug use or has been given special treatment by the Joe Biden administration in order to immigrate to the country. And there you have it. There you have it. Harry he did not immigrate to America when Joe Biden was president. He immigrated when Trump was president. What are they talking about? Talking about giving him, Joe Biden gave him some special treatment. Joe Biden wasn't even the president then. What are they talking about? I'm just saying. And it goes on to say lawyers for the think tank and Harry has now been ordered by Judge Carl J. Nichols to meet at the federal courthouse in Washington, D.C. next Wednesday, February the 5th, according to a ruling seen by Newsweek. Heritage lost a previous case in September when it brought a lawsuit against the Department of Homeland Security after a Freedom of Information request for Harry's documents to be released was rejected. In his first ruling, Judge Nichols said they should remain private. Now, if he flipped the script and released those after and he gave a lengthy reason why they should be sealed. If he reverses that, and he is a judge appointed. He was appointed by Trump. This is a Trump judge who absolutely saw the papers. You remember he even ordered the Homeland Security, to bring the papers to him so he could see it. And he decided, after he saw everything in those papers, everything in Harry's visas documents, he decided to keep it closed. And then on top of that, he closed a whole lot of the conversation that was made between him and Homeland Security and so forth, because they said that right there went against Harry's First Amendment rights, the right to privacy. I'm just saying. And it says, the case was brought because visa applications must by law declare whether they have taken drugs. Failure to do so can lead to deportation, and Heritage wants the U.S. government to release the records to see what Harris said about drug usage. They want to have up a mess. They do. They do. It said Trump previously suggested Harry may be deported from the U.S. under his leadership if the Duke is found to have falsified information on his visa form. My whole thing is he came in under Trump. He came in under Trump, not Joe Biden. A Trump judge saw everything. He closed the case. He shut it down. But yet and still, here they are again. Here they are again. It says Trump was urged this week by Heritage to release Harry's immigration file. Now that the Duke of Sussex no longer has support from the Biden administration, lawyers and fellows at the Heritage Foundation are hoping that the newly elected president will override the court's decision to keep the file secret. I don't think that Trump even has that power. They always think he has a lot of power, some powers he don't have. The stuff that he pulled this week, he didn't have the power to do that. That's why he had to snatch that back. Because people, I'm telling you, lawsuits was flying from all different kind of states to say, no, hold up, buddy. And he rescinded all of that. He found out that he didn't have the power he thought he had. And he had to rescind that stuff. And so I don't know. I don't know. But it says, I'll be urging the president to release. This is what I guess O'Neill Gardner said. I'll be urging the president to release Prince Harry's immigration records, and the president does have the legal authority to do that. He does not. Now, Gardner, you little weasel, your big forehead weasel. Ugh. Director of the Heritage Margaret Thatcher Center for Freedom told the New York Post Donald Trump is ushering in a new era of strict border control. Prince Harry should be held fully to account as he has admitted to extensive illegal drug use. My firm expectation is that actions will be taken. This is this weasel now Gardner saying that. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And this is what Kaiser said at the end. What even is this bullshit? Heritage people are pretty much running the Trump administration by proxy right now. Why don't they just install someone at the DHS and release Harry's visa records themselves? It's not like American law or DHS regulation has any meaning anymore. I'm telling you. That is why I must say, to be honest, I'm a little worried because the rule of law is really, really hanging on a thin, thin wire right now here in America because we have a lot of lawless people. And we have saw now Gardner. He is a evil, evil weasel. And I just don't know, y'all. I'm just going to say, I don't know. I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty feels like this is just a non starter. That Trump doesn't have a dog in this fight. Why would he involve himself in it? But just like Kaiser is saying, the Heritage Foundation is pretty much running things in Washington right now. And it's whoever has his ear. Now, I don't know. We all know William met with him in where was it, France, that time. But do I think William have had a conversation with him about Harry? I don't know. I kind of think not, because William is a scaredy cat. You saw how he was licking Trump's boots. He didn't have enough nerve to ask Trump for anything. I'm just saying. But I'm going to put this up. This particular squatter said this: laugh out loud. I giggle. I honestly don't think Trump cares. I do not think he'll order the release of the immigration papers because a small British man demands him to. Trump is transactional. What is in it for him to release a rich prince's papers? Absolutely nothing. Now, his son, they were trying to get his son to say that he was going to, asking him, was he going to deport Prince Harry and whatnot. I think it was Eric Trump. And he said, absolutely not. But he did. Then he went on and insulted Meghan, talking about his unpopular wife. But anyway, he did say that. And I have never heard Trump say anything about it. They keep saying he said something about it. And they always try to pretend like he's pitted against Prince Harry. That's their narrative, trying to manipulate Trump into feeling some kind of way, because we all know that is the easiest thing to do. So I don't know, y'all. And this squatty goes on to say, and just for that, although Trump cannot go to Canada because he's a felon, I hope neither Melania or Vance show up in Vancouver to cheer on the Team USA and Harry smooths the effing ish out of them because he has swagger and style. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Just to stick it to the tiny British weasel. I just said that little weasel. I can't stand him. But let's be very clear. As soon as Prince Harry flies out of Vancouver, I have no doubt that now will be banging on the front door of the White House demanding Trump to revoke his visa while he's out of the country so he can't get back in. Trump won't do it because the type of immigrant Harry isn't a problem for him. We know that's right. We know that's right. He's trying to co-opt Greenland. He wants as many white people as he possibly can. So I don't know, but that Nile Gardner, that little weasel, I'm telling you, whoo. And so I went to the comments, and I saw a few of the comments, and so I'm gonna share a couple of the comments that was under this particular article. And this particular woman, her name is Tessa, she said, Harry went through the proper steps. No way is he illegal. The Heritage Foundation should be sued. Trump would open up a big can of worms if he pursues this. He would have to release records of Melania and her parents. I heard that. Because it's a lot of people can play that game. I'm just saying. And it says this. This is my last one I'm gonna read, and it says the Daily Fail is behind this, is paying for this. The Heritage Foundation harassment and the big and that big-headed Neil Neil guy ongoing hunt of Harry's visa records. Harry must have expected this move to happen now, just before he's headed to Invictus in Canada, to scare him off. The fail is up next. The last tabloid cartel that Prince Harry is taken to court, scheduled for January next year, regarding phone hacking and illegal information gathering. They will ramp up the abuse and intimidation tactics till the next hearing, which is scheduled for February or March, and the next one till January, to pressure Harry to drop the case. But that is wishful thinking, given that even Mr. Media Don Corleone himself and his media cartel had to bow down and admit guilt and had to apologize and pay Harry a lot of millions to settle the case. I agree. I agree. I agree this is daily fail. This is a large conspiracy against Harry. It is. And I have always worried about it. I have. These people are so treacherous and evil. They are. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. One more. It says before Trump was elected, I also thought that the Heritage Foundation constant attempt to get Harry's record and have him deported wouldn't work. But now I think all bets are off. I think if Harry and Meghan shows up to Invictus with their kids, even if off camera the entire time, then that would suggest that they are not willing to leave them alone despite being US citizens and that they don't want Harry to be separated from them forcibly. I mean, you got to be evil to try to break up a family. But that old big head Nile Gardner. Mm, mm. All I can say is Harry is a better person than me because I would have hired all kind of private detectives to get compromised on him because he looked like he is hiding something. I'm saying. It says, what an awful situation. There is surely a special place in hell for those pursuing Harry and Meghan to the ends of the earth to hurt them like these Heritage Foundation people. All I can say is, where's the lie? Where is the lie? All right, I'm going to put this up and it says, let them tell you something. The Heritage attack against Prince Harry is nothing more than a publicity stunt. Nobody gives a crap about Prince Harry's immigration file. What an embarrassment for a once respected organization rooted in public policy. I disagree with that nonsense, but this says via the Hill on News Nation, and I think those are associated with they're this is a right wing news organization. But I tell you what, I listened to this panel, and the guy said this is ridiculous. Who in the world would care about Prince Harry's visa documentation? This is ridiculous. They said that on a right wing panel on a right wing news organization. So I don't know, y'all, but it is out there. All right. Also, I'm going to put up this. This is the picture of the day. What y'all think Harry is thinking about? Put it in a caption. I think he's looking up and saying, help me, Mom, because these folks are after me for no reason except that he will not bow. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Bye.